Today, we got another letter from the Final Fantasy XI dev team that assures us that this game is not going anywhere. And this May update is incredibly packed full of awesome stuff. So let's get into it. Hi there, I'm Quetch, and on this channel we cover all things current Final Fantasy XI. As you may know, I've been on a 6-week break from retail Final Fantasy XI as I've been enjoying my time on Horizon, the 75 cap private server. In that time, I've also started a podcast with some other streamers called Level Sync. You can find that linked in the description down below. Now, I will be returning to retail with this month's update in order to finish the Voracious Resurgence storyline, as well as begin working on Prime Weapons, Stage 3 and above. Stay tuned for a future video on that subject. But for today, we're going to be covering the May update, the May campaigns, and everything those bring with them. Now, the beginning of this month did have an update, and I didn't cover it because it was simply the Ambuscade and ROE update patch, but it did have some DATs in it for the new Prime Weapons stages. Again, those will be covered in a separate video, but we are going to be touching on the Voracious Resurgence finale, as well as the various campaigns for this month, and a letter from director Fujito that you do not want to miss. So let's just get started. First up, login campaigns. So this shield, the Aegist, was an April Fool's thing that they had released. Posts such as the new job, Courier, right? And I guess we all kind of had a good laugh because the name is kind of disrespectful, but I guess it's supposed to be like an old dude smoking a pipe or something. I don't know, but now it's a reality. And this will be available for login during the May login campaign. In addition to this shield, which is your typical 500-point cosmetic item, a rather typical 10-point spread. At 100 points, we have a lot more ciphers than you typically see for simply login points. At 300 points, you've got a large number of mounts, which again is sort of unusual to see this many in one thing. So if you're missing any of these ciphers or these mounts, also pay attention. We've got Shantaro 2 here in the 300 point spread. Very good. Trust does a lot of damage for its level. Rem's Tails in a pinch. 300 points isn't bad if you need them. On to 750. The further Rem's Tails, again, in a pinch if you need these things. Sometimes it's worth your login points. But otherwise, we're just looking at Savory Shank at 1500 as usual. Pretty straightforward login point campaign this month. If this shield is for you, you don't have to make an Aegis anymore in order to make Aegist? I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, we have campaigns. Excellent, top-of-the-line campaigns this month. Experience points, capacity points, monstrosity points, plus campaign. Very good time to job master your jobs or level up a brand new job. You get a ton of EXP from these campaigns, double to triple the amount for the duration of the campaign, May 11th to May 31st. Bonus bailed, not too good. Usually you don't need much bailed in today's current game, but if you do need bailed for various Adeline activities, this one is around. You get additional evaluations yielding approximately double the bailed. Surge Walk, Moneymaker. Basically, all of the Walk of Echoes content will be surged, so that's where you go to get your Pixie Hairpin +1, your Flume Belt +1, your Enchanter's Earring +1, money drops, especially if you're a person who, say, multi-boxes, you get multiple chances at these valuable items. Surge Walks are really good. I'd say if you put your time in, you will get one of these items, and depending upon what they're worth on your server, it may be worth your time. Wild's Keeper Reeves. This is actually a really good one to have for anybody who is going to be catching up on their Voracious Resurgence because the storyline is ending, and as far as the DAT show, there's some really good reward selection at the end. Not only do you get like 2 pinches of high purity bailed, and you get the coupons when doing Wild's Keeper Reeves, and they're on a lower cooldown, there is a mission within TVR that requires you to defeat a Wild's Keeper Reeve after accepting the mission, and anybody who wants to get caught up really fast and get to this ending, you won't get gated by a Wild's Keeper Reeve that had been defeated before you could manage to get there. Double accolades. It's a good time to get your accolades up, especially with a Unity Wanted campaign where you get 2 treasure chests from each Wanted fight. Adeline Dial. Adeline Dial is, for me, has typically been a waste of time. You get various mats that are worth small amounts of gil. I generally don't open this dial because it's just more inventory sim. Void Watch campaign, basically the other big money maker. You use your Void Stones to try to get heavy metal plates and Rift Cinders during this campaign. If you have extra Void Stones, now's the time to use them. Gaia's Feet Plus is not the greatest campaign. Basically, you get extra Escasilt and you get Escalixirs from Gaia's Feet content. Not great. Sometimes you might need Silt if you're relatively new to retail and you need to build up your... you need to buy your KIs that increase the amount of Silt you can hold, but generally this isn't very good. Unity Wanted, I already went over. Ryzenjima Gaia's Feet. Now this is the better one, so you get an additional personal reward from that monster's loot table when defeating monsters in Ryzenjima. There's all sorts of various augmentable gear and whatnot that comes from this, especially alongside the Dark Matter campaign. So Dark Matter campaign, you get, they say 12 here. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's only 6. I don't know if they just copy and paste this, but taking it at face value, you get 12 free Dark Matter augments a day from Osim and Norg. If you are relatively new to the game, again, try to get Ryzenjima access ASAP. Get somebody to help you to get like some Herculean gear or whatever it is you use for your job, and make use of these Dark Matter augments. They are very expensive outside of campaign, and they can be very valuable. I have 2 more pieces I'm trying to upgrade from Phalanx 4 to Phalanx 5. We'll see if we get it during this campaign. Special dial, the SP key. Excellent. SP dials have a couple of really high roll valuable items in them. Every day you log in, you'll just be given an SP key. I tend to save these up on mules and just do like a couple hundred at once. Combat and magic skill increase campaign increases the rate at which you gain combat and magic skills. Very good time to catch up, especially if you've leveled a new job. Along with that, Omen job card campaign plus. New jobs, new players especially, you're going to be lacking on Omen cards. They tend to gate you to how fast you can progress your job. And for this, there's a greater chance of obtaining job cards from completing main and additional objectives, and it'll be easier to obtain job cards of defeating lesser monsters along specific routes. With this campaign, you want to go in and full clear Omen as much as you can, hitting as many objectives as you can, and you will leave with 10 plus job cards each run. Omen Light Double Up campaign, a little icing on the cake for the Omen you're already doing. You basically have double the chance at when going up a floor in Omen to get the room full of chests where you get to open a random number of those chests, and they can contain Omen items of various kinds and allow you to shortcut some of your Omen progression. Ambuscade Gallantry campaign. For the duration of the campaign, the number of badges of gallantry earned from normal and intense ambuscade will be doubled once per day, and this stacks with the Abdalis seal. So you get 3 times from the seal, double once per day, so you actually get 6x. Gallantry. During these months, typically, you have more than enough gallantry to cap out what you're trying to acquire. Amen Trove Original Drop Rate Increase campaign. This is actually alongside of another, and here, Amen Trove Gazillionaire campaign. These 2 campaigns are alongside another Amen Trove campaign we're going to cover in just a second. But for the duration of the campaign, the drop rate of the following equipment will be increased, namely EPAM Ring, Serrata Ring, Orpheus Sash. I mean, these are the big money items, right? So weighting these is good. If you're going into Amen Trove, you do not want to see voids dropping for Dynamis relic upgrades. You want to see items like these. They overall have a much higher value. Along with that, the gil awarded when a special reward activates will be increased to 10 million. So you have a chance to get 5 million when you open a chest in Amen Trove. That has been increased to 10 million. I will tell you, I have done many orbs during these 10 million gil campaigns and never seen the 10 mil drop. I don't know. They say it's here. I don't believe them. Let's move on. Here we have the Amen Trove Test Your Luck campaign. Starting on the 18th to June 1st, players will receive 2 silver Amen vouchers the first time they log in each day. That's on each character. If you have Trove Mules, you already know about this one. Log in, get your silver vouchers, and utilize it alongside of the campaign. Hopefully you all get something of value from this campaign and from these free vouchers. It's good. It's very generous. This is the 21st anniversary. This May, TVR missions are ending. It's a big celebration time, and there's a lot of free goods to go around. It's very generous. All right, let's check out the digest video now. I have not watched this yet, and they're going to be talking about TVR finale. They're going to be talking about prime weapon stages, and yeah, I want to see what they have to say. So let's get into it.
はい、欧米の皆さんこんにちは。ファイナルファンタジー11プロデューサーの
Fujito here.
こんにちは、FF11 の松井です。
Matsui here.
FF11 ダイジェストのお時間です。
Sad to see you go, Matsui.
冒険者の皆さんのおかげでですね、今月の16日に、ファイナルファンタジー11は21年目に突入します。皆さん本当にありがとうございます。
今月は記念すべき月とあって、バージョンアップの内容も
The
濃密
version
になって
update
ま
is
す
quite
ね。
packed.
そうな
Yeah.
んですよ。今月はですね、実装内容のボリュームの関係で
うん
5月の10日と、5月の24日ですね、
うん
この2回に分けてのバージョンアップの実施となります。はい、早速ですね、それぞれのバージョンアップ情報についてお知らせしてまいります。プレイした感想やフィードバックは公式フォーラムまでお寄せください。はい、まずは、5月10日のバージョンアップからです。
Yeah, so May
ここでは
10th, update Ambuscade. We know that already
今
happened.
月は1章がオーク族、2章がフライ族です。
今回もそれぞれ復刻のバトルとなっており、内容調整も
No
行っておりませ
alterations to
ん。
the encounters,
これ
okay?
までの戦い方を参考にしていただければと思います。
はい、また、4月から報酬の中に A チケット複製
The from April onwards, the A voucher replica has been added to the rewards.
が追加されております。今までに、アンバスケードの報酬
This ticket can be exchanged for various replica weapons that were available as ambuscade rewards. Oh, well, we could have used this a long time ago. Basically, there are like level 1 cosmetic weapons that you've gotten from Ambu over the years, like all the years of Ambu. And every once in a while, it comes up that you're like, I wish I had a particular one, you know, or for lock style purposes, or there was a time when people would want them for procs and Abyssia. I think those things are typically covered in other ways by now, but either way, if it's not, you're just going to be able to get a voucher and pick one you want. It's pretty good.
として登場したさまざまなレプリカ武器の中から好きなものと交換できるチケットです。ぜひご活用ください。
はい、先月もお伝えしましたように、今後のアンバスケードも復刻を主体として毎月更新を続けていく予定です。
Okay. They said they're gonna continue to do returning encounters. It's to be expected.
続いて5月24日のバージョンアップ内容についてです。まずは植生のエンブリオの最終回となる第11
It
回
says this will include the latter half of the Voracious Resurgence Part 11, which marks the conclusion of the story.
後編を追加いたします。
2020年の8月に実装を開始してから約3年をかけてついに最終回を迎えることとなります。
Yeah, it was August. I looked this up earlier just to double check, and it was August. I think 7th is when the screenshot dropped with the dark weapons and the egg in the background and the giant mountain and all that.
とても感慨深いですね。
はい、スタッフ一同熱意を込めてこの最終回を作り上げました。植生のエンブリオというも
They
の
said their whole team poured themselves into creating the ending of this story. I'm excited. There's been a lot of really great cutscenes and story beats over the course of the entire storyline. I'm incredibly curious how it ends.
物語の結末を皆さんに楽しんでいただけたら嬉しいです。
Prime weapons, here we go.
続いてプライムウェポンについてです。いよいよ最終段階までの強
The
化が
final
実装
stage
さ
of
れます
reforging will be available.
新たな最強武器
So it is the final stage. Okay.
一角として楽しみに待っていた方も多
I'm
い
sure many of you were looking forward to having a new addition to the so-called ultimate
の
weapons.
ではないでしょうか。
第3段階以降への強
Proceeding to the third stage of reforging will require completion of TVR, which makes sense.
化を開始するためには植生のエンブリオをクリアすることが条件となっております。
プライムウェポンを強化すると装備時に専用
Yes, the reforged prime weapons will enable the use of unique weapon skills when equipped. Again, another video coming on these weapons and what we have from the DAT mines, but yeah, all new weapon skills.
のウェポンスキルが使用可能になります。エフェクトはレリックウェポンのウェポンスキルと同じなが
The
ら
weapon skills are visually the same as their relic weapon counterparts. Now, we have thought in the past that we might be getting revamps of the relics themselves along with their associated relic weapon skills. It turns out that they're simply using prime weapons in order to do that. So if you're a fan of Mercy Stroke, animation-wise, here you go.
プライムウェポンならではの魅力的な効果が揃っていますよ。
はい。
But they have their own unique effects. Yeah.
じっくりと愛用の一本を
We hope you
育て
enjoy
て
working on them and trying them out in
活躍
battle.
させてください。
Exciting. Other announcements.
続いて、その他イベント関連の
Other
お知ら
event
せです。
related.
まずは5月のログインキャンペーン
Login
についてです。
campaign.
目玉報酬としておしゃれ装備の盾エージスが登場します。
He said ageist. Interesting, right? That's how I thought it was pronounced, and it's kind of, I mean, it's a knock. Anyway,
エイプリルフールのパッチノート企画で皆さん反応してくださったあの盾ですね。
そうです。はい、勢い余って実装してしまいました。ログインポイントでぜひ交換してみてくださいね。そして、12日からはウェルカムバック&ディスカウントキャンペーンも開催いたします。
植生のエンブリオも完結を迎えるので、しばらく
Return Home to Vanadil
お
campaign.
友達に
Yeah.
声をかけてみると良いかもしれませんね。
はい、バナディールに帰ってくるにはいいチャンスですので、
うん
こちらもご活用ください。さらに、今月の17日か
And
らは
Bonanza. We're going to be going over this stuff in just a
1周
second.
年記念ノマドモグボナンザの販売が開始します。
はい。3等の商品ラインナップが更新されて、中には新しいおしゃれ装備。
Oh yeah, there's a new
一式
set
と
of
交換
lock
できる
style gear coming out as well. Yeah, I'll cover that in a future update, in a future video as well. Yep.
チケットも追加されていますよ。
はい、今回もボナンザマーブルを2個購入いただけますので、どうぞお見逃しなく。はい、最後に、今後の FF11 ダイジェストについてのお知らせです。バージョンアップの内容が今後はコンパクトになるため、
Moving forward, our version update
ダイ
details
ジェ
will
ス
be on the
ト
later
定期で
side.
の投稿となります。
So the digest will be changing to sporadic
毎
releases.
月お会いできなくなるのは少し寂しいですが、またお伝えできる内容がある際には皆さんにお届けいたします。
This is exactly the kind of thing that would have people saying the game is dying. We're going to take a look at a letter at the end here. So stay tuned for that.
はい。それでは、今月の FF11 ダイジェストはここまでです。また次回のダイジェストでお会いいたしましょう。See you!
See you!
Bye bye. I mean, that's basically it. That's what we kind of knew what we were getting. So, TVR, Prime Weapons, Shield. Anyway, let's check out the rest of the campaigns this month. We'll move on to that letter because I think it touches on something that was mentioned there. Of course, the Return Home to Vanadil campaign is a free login period from the 12th to the 22nd, as well as a discount campaign of half price for the game. It ends up being $10 for the entire game, all expansions, plus a month of free playtime, the Ultimate Collection Seekers Edition. I recommend buying it through the Square Enix store. And yeah, the well-loved campaign for people to come back, especially if you're trying to catch up on story and you don't want to pay. Basically, you have between the 12th and the 22nd to get on and do that. Next up, we do have the Mog Bonanza. You can buy 2 pearls, as mentioned. The pearls now go between 000 to 999. They are 3 digits instead of 4 like they used to be, so you have a higher chance of winning. And let's just take a look. It looks like this is a full slate of weapons. There have been times where they've offered half and then half. But yeah, really kind of crazy rank 1 prizes, as well as rank 2 prizes such as Omen Bodies. I think that's this coupon, as well as, 10,000 bind bills, etc. Rank 3 will also now offer a coupon to allow you to get one of these visual sets. You have the Sapphire set, the Jade set, and the Ruby set. So these are your new choices for rank 3 prize, which is just the third digit being the proper digit. So if you have a lot of characters, just make sure you make the third digit different for any number of pearls you buy, and you can pretty much guarantee one of getting a coupon for one of these. All right, so that's Bonanza. Lastly, we have the Adventurer Gratitude campaign going on. I'll link a video in the card above me that tells you what to do with your extra Mog Pels, because if you already have the Red Crab, Koopa Freed, Vanaclock, you will get a Mog Pel instead. That video will tell you what to do with them if you're unsure, but if you don't have those things, free mount, free EXP granting trust, and a clock that gives you a Mog enhancement bounty, which is extra experience point gain. Cool. So, jam-packed month. I mean, we've been looking forward since August of 2020 to what this storyline is, what the new line of Ultimate Weapons looks like, where's it going in terms of content, how much more time are we going to be spending in sortie. Still a lot of unanswered questions, which will be answered soon. How long is it going to take to upgrade these weapons? Again, we'll be approaching all that in a future video. I myself will be streaming here on YouTube the finale to The Voracious Resurgence, likely that night or the next day that it drops. So keep an eye out for that video if you want to join me with this finale and just explore the patch together. Keep an eye on this channel. Ring the bell for notifications if you want to see that live stream. Last thing we have here is a letter from Fujito, kind of here to allay some of the rumors that the game is dying, because we get them every so often. It says, to everyone involved with Final Fantasy XI, greetings. I am Yoji Fujito, the producer and director for the game. As some of you may know, May 16th marks the 21st anniversary of Final Fantasy XI. On behalf of the entire team, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to all of you adventurers out there for bringing life to Vana'diel all these years. At the same time, I would also like to thank everyone who has ever been involved in the development and operation of 11. Remember, Fujito is new to his producer-director role. He's new to the head honcho on his job, so here he is thanking everyone who's ever worked in the game. Without your support and cooperation, we wouldn't be here today. Last year, we celebrated the 20th anniversary. In honor of that momentous milestone, we wanted to create content that got you excited as well as enhanced your playing experience, and I believe we were able to do that with the Voracious Resurgence, sorties, the term filter, and so on. As it was a rather content-packed year, it flew by for me, and without the assistance of countless individuals along the way, it would have been a much more difficult one. Yeah, they did make a lot, and they made a lot through a very trying time for game development in general. We also launched the We Are Vana'diel website, where we post interviews of various industry luminaries, including Tanaka, of course, spoke with several people responsible for helping guide the FF11 community, members of the media, those who were involved with the creation of the game itself. The site proved extremely popular due to its in-depth look at what went on behind the scenes during those 20 years of development. I'd like to think it serves as a memory of the stone, as it were. Starting this spring, we significantly scaled down development to create a more realistic roadmap for the game. Though the amount of new content will gradually decline over time, we're cooking up some new things that should help keep you motivated to play. We'll also continue to perform maintenance on the game, so Vana'diel's not going anywhere. Look, it's easy to read these things and think the game is scaling down, they're sunsetting, etc. But look, they're just creating a realistic roadmap for the game. Huge patch. We've got prime weapons that are probably going to take months to upgrade, and then you're going to want to make a second one, a third one, whatever, for all the various jobs you play, as well as whatever future content they do have planned to keep us playing. And honestly, here's the thing. A lot of this application applies to the people who are basically going to be finishing this new content within a reasonable amount of time, let's say 6 months. If you were to start today, you would have 3 to 4 years of stuff to be playing and stuff to be doing and working on and enjoying. If that's what you're wanting. You're wanting a long-term game to sink your teeth into. You could. If you just want to play for a few months and enjoy that and make the ultimate weapon you never got to make back in the day or whatever, you could. The game is so vast that there's stuff for everyone to be doing. I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. In terms of, are we going to get content like we did with TVR anytime soon? Probably not. This type of content cycle only comes around every few years. But we don't know what they're bringing out next. So, you know, this is a good time to enjoy what we have. Speaking of motivation to play, we are currently running the Return of the Vana'diel and the discount campaign, as well as the 21st anniversary celebration campaign. Those are just your monthly chain experience points, etc., stuff like that. May these serve as an impetus for both current and returning adventurers to reacquaint themselves with all the wondrous sights, sounds, and experiences that Vana'diel has to offer. Once again, I'd like to thank all of you for your continued patronage of Final Fantasy XI as it celebrates its 21st anniversary. In just one more year, we'll have our second doubles anniversary. 22. And I hope you're just excited to see it as I am. This dude's in his new role. He's going to have some amount of funding to keep his team going. They're going to decide to utilize that to make certain content and support the content we currently have. I think the game's fine. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Again, look forward to, in the future, probably in the next few days, we'll have a video on the Prime weapons, what those new stages look like, what the new weapon skills are, what we know about them so far, and what we don't know, as well as mission rewards from TVR, a whole new line of rings that weren't even mentioned here in this video, which are incredibly strong. And, of course, join me on the live stream on or around May 24th for the TVR finale. Other than that, have a great rest of your day, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.